Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Ethiopia TV. With your top national stories. Headline 1: Ethiopia approves sweeping electoral and political party law reforms amid heightened tensions. Today, Ethiopia's House of People's Representatives held an emergency session and unanimously passed significant amendments to the nation's electoral and political party registration laws. The new proclamation, dubbed the Comprehensive Electoral and Political Conduct Reform Bill, introduces a revised legal framework governing elections and political organizations in the country. This development marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing process of reform, one that originally began under Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, who was at the helm when the initial version of the law was ratified without a single dissenting voice in parliament. Back then, members of the ruling ERTRIA coalition, including representatives from the Tplf, voted in full support of the law. Regarding the political landscape, the Ethiopian Electoral Board has officially declared that the Tplf no longer holds the legal right to participate in elections or political activities, as they failed to register as a new political party within the specified legal timeframe. This ruling underscores the government's commitment to upholding legal procedures and maintaining the integrity of Ethiopia's electoral process. Ethiopian leaders emphasize that the nation's strength lies in unity and adherence to the rule of law. Recent efforts also focus on the importance of respecting constitutional frameworks and ensuring all political entities operate within legal boundaries. We analysis legal and political situation of Tplf. What happens if the Ethiopian Electoral Board revokes Tplf's political rights? If the National Electoral Board of Ethiopia, NEB, officially revokes the political rights of the Tplf, Tigray People's Liberation Front, several significant consequences would follow. 1. Loss of legal party status. The Tplf would no longer be recognized as a registered political party. This means it cannot field candidates, campaign, or participate in national or regional elections under Ethiopian law. 2. Forfeiture of political protections. Party leaders and affiliates would lose legal protections afforded to political actors. This may open them up to prosecution under terrorism, security, or treason laws, especially if linked to armed insurrection or foreign collusion. 3. Ineligibility for negotiations or dialogue. As a deregistered entity, the Tplf would be sidelined from formal peace negotiations, national dialogues, or constitutional reform processes unless it reconstitutes itself under a different legal identity or complies with NEB requirements. 4. Impact on Tigray regional representation. The removal of Tplf's rights could trigger a political vacuum in the Tigray region unless alternative parties fill the gap or elections are held to replace former Tplf representatives. 5. International implications. The move could be seen by international actors either as a step toward legal order or as political exclusion, depending on the transparency of the NEB's process and the broader human rights environment. 6. Constitutional debate. Critics might argue that delisting the Tplf undermines pluralism or federal representation, especially in a country with a multi-ethnic federal structure. Supporters would argue it's justified if the group engages in armed rebellion or violates constitutional norms. In short, revoking Tplf's political status effectively removes its voice from Ethiopia's legal political space, escalating its classification from a political competitor to a hostile or insurgent group in the eyes of the state. This move could solidify federal authority but also deepen divisions if not paired with inclusive, peaceful alternatives. Headline 2: Tensions with Eritrea and internal shifts in alliances. As Ethiopia's political landscape continues to evolve, recent comments have sparked concern over shifting alliances and renewed regional tensions. Some actors that once stood with the Ethiopian government, such as Fano and Shen, are now reportedly aligning themselves with different internal and external forces, including the Eritrean government. This shift raises serious questions about whether Ethiopia and Eritrea are entering a new phase of indirect conflict, with groups like the Tplf allegedly seeking support from Eritrea to instigate renewed unrest. Headline 3: National Defense Forces mark 47th anniversary amidst reflection on internal and external threats. Meanwhile, in Mekelle, the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, ENDF, celebrated their 47th anniversary with a commemorative ceremony. Field Marshal Birhanu Jula used the occasion to highlight the vital role the military has played in preserving Ethiopia's sovereignty, especially during the northern conflict and in defending key national assets such as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD. In his speech, the Field Marshal emphasized that while the country has survived numerous crises, including covert external threats and internal insurgencies, those forces remain active in trying to derail the nation's development. He asserted that through unity, sacrifice, and continued vigilance, the country has made significant strides in restoring peace and defending national interests. Ethiopian Marshal Birhanu Jula has issued a strong warning to Eritrea, stating that any violation of Ethiopia's sovereignty will be met with decisive action. He emphasized that Ethiopia's sovereignty is inviolable, and any encroachment or aggression will be firmly resisted. Finally, Marshal Birhanu reflected on how national unity and peace have become essential for Ethiopia's development. Despite facing external aggression and subversive campaigns, Ethiopia continues to register notable progress across multiple sectors. He praised not only the military but also patriotic civilians for their roles in resisting destabilization efforts and contributing to rebuilding a strong, self-reliant Ethiopia. That wraps up our top story this hour. As Ethiopia stands at the crossroads of reform and resilience, stay tuned for more updates. This is EthioAlert TV. Stay safe.